Today I had an inspiring conversation about leadership, and I thought that I would share some thoughts from that conversation. So let's talk about what's difficult about being a leader. I'm Jason, I'm the leadership guy, and I'm here to help you become a better leader. The first thing that's difficult about being a leader is people. Yeah, that's right, people. Leadership is about many things. Leadership involves many things, but leadership is most definitely about one thing: people. No people, no leadership. Right? We can control, manage, move around all sorts of things, objects, and so on, but people require leadership. Now, John Maxwell said that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Not everyone wants to go in the same direction. Not everyone wants to do the right thing. Not everyone wants to do what you want them to do at the same time, in the same way. Right? People are different. And one of the things that we learn about leadership is that there are different kinds of people. So one of the things that we need to do is learn about people and then learn people. So I say that again for you. Learn about people and then learn people. And the people that you want to learn there will be your people. As you learn about people, you will realize that there are some people who are morning people. There are some people who are evening or nighttime people. There are people who are high energy, and there are some people who are, they're not that energetic. There are some people who are interested in all the fine details, and there are some people who want nothing to do with that. Just give me the big picture. People are different. Some people are direct, some people are introverted, some people are extroverted. Yeah, people are just different. And so it's important to learn about the different kinds of people and then learn about your people. Learn how your people are. Who are they? How do they like to be spoken to? What gets them going? What will upset them? What will inspire them? What will light a fire under them? What will offend them? Right? Learn your people. So learn about people and then learn your people. And as you learn those skills and you bring them to bear upon your leadership ability, you're going to see that you're going to be able to go from having a conversation with this person who's like this to that person who's like that. They're very different people. But because you're growing your leadership skill and very importantly, your people skill, you are going to be able to make that adjustment. People are people. You have to accept them for who they are. Help them to be the best self that they can be, sure. But accept them for who they are because people are people. The second thing that's difficult about being a leader is that your plans often will not work in the way that you expect them to. You want to go from point A to point E. So in your mind, you have a plan. A to B to C to D and then to E. Except that's not how life works. That sounds real good in your head. You may even create a project and have all the parts and great, wonderful. It looks fantastic on paper. Sounds great in your head. Doesn't work in real life. You may realize to get to E, you may need to go from A to C to D, back to B to A, and then to E. Recognize this. The goal is set and it is non-negotiable. Your route to get to the goal, that is open for discussion, that is an open conversation, that is negotiable. Allow that to be flexible. Leaders who are excessively rigid run the risk of not being able to achieve a goal. You have to make adjustments. It was a German military officer from the 1800s who said, no plan survives contact with the enemy. And that's an important principle to remember. Because as you are preparing to execute your plan, it's probably not going to go in the way that you expect. Back in 2011, I think it was, when SEAL Team 6 was going for Bin Laden, they flew into the area in 2 stealth helicopters. Half the team was on one helicopter, half the team was on the second helicopter. One of those helicopters crashed when trying to land in the compound. That's a big deal. You have half of your strike team in a downed helicopter. That's significant trouble. Thankfully, nobody was seriously hurt, and they were able to make an adjustment and still press into it. In that case, surely no plane survived contact with the enemy. They were landing. Things went bad, but they were able to make the adjustment. The key to handling the occasions when your plan don't go as you expect, which probably is most times, is the ability to adjust, to adapt, to pivot to something else. The route from A to B is blocked. You didn't know that when you made the plan. That was something that you were completely unaware of. When you started executing, that's when you realize it. If you insist that you have to go through that, you might spend the next 6 months trying to knock that down. Instead, if you say, well, let me go from A to D and I'll work my way back, then you probably get it. So don't be married to the route. Grab a hold of the goal. Insist on doing this. But how we get there, that is negotiable. Here's the third thing that's hard about being a leader. Leadership is hard. Leadership is far more difficult than it seems. Oh, for sure. You have seen the leaders who are clicking, flowing, they are making this thing look like an easy stroll on a Sunday evening. That is not what leadership is. They may make it look easy, but it is anything but easy. Consider, I played basketball in the 90s, and so I was a fan of Michael Jordan. I've seen Michael Jordan do some things that were absolutely incredible, but it looked effortless. Jordan took off from the free throw line and dunked the ball. Precious few people can do it. It's incredible. Right? He was immensely talented. He made those things look so easy. You thought you could have done it. I'm 6 feet tall. I can dunk a ball. Well, I could dunk a ball when I played basketball. I can't now. Right? But I could tell you, as a former dunker of the basketball, it's not easy. You need to use a lot of power to get up into the air and get that ball into the rim. Now, dunking with one hand is one thing. Dunking with both hands, that's a different story. Right? Being able to dunk with people around you, yeah, that's another level of skill. But you look at these players and they make it look so effortless. Now, never mind the fact that Michael Jordan was 6'6", and several of these players. The average height of an NBA player today, I think, is around 6'7". But even when you look at the shorter players who are 6 feet, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", they are shorter players. And when you look at them dunk, yeah, it's easy. They make it look so easy. That's what happens to us when we are looking at skill and experience leaders. They make it look so easy. But it's anything but. And if you ask them, they will give you the inside scoop. No, this is not easy. This is hard. This is complex. But they can make it look easy because of their skill and their experience. It will be the same for you one day. You're going to get to a place where people are looking at you lead and you make this thing look so simple, so easy. But you know this is hard. It's hard work. So leadership is hard. Leadership is a complex set of skills that you need to have. And these skills need to work in unison when you need them. You need to solve problems. People will, as a leader, people will come with you all day, every day with problems. And you are solving their problems, helping them. Now, one of the ways to help them is to take that question, to right or wrong, and hand it back to them and ask them the same question that they asked you. Help them to grow. But there are some things that time is of the essence. You need to get this thing done and you simply need to solve this problem. Solve it, hand it to them, and let's go on. You'd make decision after decision after decision. And depending on your role, you may be making hundreds of decisions, important decisions every day. You're dealing with a complex collection of different personalities that you need to have work together. All of this is difficult, right? But you're called to lead, and lead you must. So when we consider what is hard about being a leader, it's people. People are difficult, right? It's challenging oftentimes to deal with people, but people are wonderful. And when we can figure it out, when we learn about people and then we learn our people, yeah, it becomes a bit easier. What's difficult about being a leader? Your plans are often not going to work. Remember, no plan survives contact with the enemy. You are probably going to need to adjust, adapt, to pivot. Don't be rigid. Make the adjustments so you can move on forward. And leadership is just hard. It's a complex set of skills that you need to work together. You're called to lead. You will be fine. As you learn, you grow, get experience, you get better and better. You're called to lead. So lead. Check out this video for more help in becoming a better leader. See you next time.